Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gray Eagle from Florida on August 1st, 2011. This is the Prophecy Report. I got a good one for you today. Actually, in many ways, it's a sad one because you know, I what is it? The Dominionists or somebody, some Christian faction of the church, are saying that the church is creating a utopia and bringing about the kingdom of God, and then when they get the kingdom established, then Christ will return. No. This world is getting sick and twisted by the day. And as a matter of fact, we got our first article is 1 Timothy 3:13. Evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. And also Psalm 2 verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Actually, there are two related YouTube videos this week that fulfill a score of end times prophecies, and they all concern, and both of them concern the Oslo shooter / bomber. First of all, we'll consider the ramifications of the media, major media, 5 minutes after the incidents, that Anders Breivik is a Christian fundamentalist. Now, let me first say, before we go any further here, I am not a Christian fundamentalist. I am not an right-wing evangelical. What I am is a Bible-believing, born-again Christian. And with that said, let's get on with the this particular topic here. Now, this demonization of Christians has been going on at least since 1995, when Timothy McVeigh, a former member of the U.S. Army, was painted as a Christian fundamentalist. These lies that paint all Christians in an evil light are exactly what led to the Holocaust. They did the same thing to the Jews back then. And it led to the murder of not only millions of Jewish folk, but the murder of Christians, the sick, the disabled, and the elderly throughout Hitler-occupied Europe. What we are of concern today is the future Holocaust that this media major media propaganda blitz is currently fomenting, and that is the Holocaust of Revelation chapter 20. Revelation chapter 20 verse 4, I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus. These people, the Bible tells us about it, think that they do God a favor or a service by murdering Christians, by whacking their heads off. Now, this seducers and evil men waxing worse is, well, what can you say about it? These people are totally gone insane. Type into YouTube search Norway shooter, right-wing Christian, or media fairy tale. It's by P.P. Simmons, a well-known Christian apologist on YouTube, and shoots very straight. He's I highly recommend. If you're not subscribed to P.P. Simmons, please do so. The next related article is also fulfills Matthew 24:10, and many shall be offended and betray one another and shall hate one another. Now, this particular article focuses on betraying one another. This is how it's actually going to be done in the not too distant future. The government will get citizens to turn each other in to be killed. This also happened in Nazi Germany. Now, it also reminds me of Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that has been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. There's no new thing under that. That's kind of a difficult, quick read, but it's Ecclesiastes 1:9. But if I butchered it up too much, just go read it. Now, if you want to see this video, it's on YouTube. also by P.P. Simmons. The title is Norway Shooter. If you see something, say something. Okay, we see it, we're saying it. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to get other folks to rat each other out and they'll literally hate one another. Now, Revelation 18 pops up last week, slaves and souls of men. Revelation 18:13. Mexican police arrest 1,000 human trafficking raids is your key words. Let me repeat that. Keywords: Mexican police arrest 1,000 human trafficking raids. 1,000 people arrested. Oh, actually, I think it was a little bit more than that, but for trafficking in slaves. Now, I can't help but say, let's never forget that these are folks that our government wants us to let into this country, even if they're not coming in through our most generous legal means. In other words, the illegal aliens. The government wants these kind of people here. What can you say? I mean, these people are the worst kind of, you know, we have to beat ourselves up every day over the fact that our ancestors in early years of this country held slaves. But there's very little outcry over this going on. Where's Al Sharpton? Where's Jesse Jackson? Where's the ACLU? Where's the SCLC? NAACP? They should be all over this. Revelation 6:8 is the next article. To kill with the sword, hunger, and death, and the beasts of the earth. Now, this is the beasts of the earth article. And there were teens in Alaska attacked and mauled by I think it was a grizzly bear last week. While none of the teens actually died in this attack, the attack does prove the end that we are in the end times, that the Lord and the apostles spoke to us. And to read this article, it's keywords: teenagers mauled, bear attack. You know, let me stop a minute here and say, I just don't get these scoffers and trolls and all these people decrying so-called end times hogwash, fear-mongering and all that, when it's right there in the news. The Lord said it. Time's going to come when the beasts of the earth are going to kill people. Now, right now, it's an attack here and there, but one day it very likely could be a lot of attacks. You might read 2 or 3 attacks of these or more each and every week. And the scoffers continue to scoff. They can't believe it. They don't want to understand it. And when the evidence is presented right in front of their face, they totally deny it. Another very disgusting article comes up this week, and it's prophesied in Mark 4:22. There is nothing hid which shall not be made manifest. Neither anything was kept secret, but that it should come abroad. Some of these government secrets are being exposed by the Most High Himself. Now, there's 3 articles here, and to read these articles, use keywords for Article 1, Holder lied, agents died. Article 2, U.S. taxes bought ATF guns for cartels. Article number 3 is keywords, West calls for Eric Holder's removal. Our government took taxpayers' dollars, according to these articles, Now, proved in a court of law, let me make that mention of that first. This has yet to go to court. Obviously, the administration is going to do their best to keep it out of any court. Of course, it's under the ATF, so it'll have to go to a federal court, I'm sure. But, my God, people, the government took taxpayers' dollars, allegedly, and gave them to drug cartels in Mexico. The purpose being so that these guns could kill people and be traced back to murders, and then blamed on, being blamed on the Second Amendment so that they could confiscate guns. Please, come on. What are you going to do about these people? Apparently our government isn't going to, apparently our Congress, who is supposed to be on the lead, and then there's some investigations going on here. Let's give credit where credit is due. Congress is doing some investigations, but I don't have a whole lot of hope that these investigations will lead to much of anything, but if they do, that's great. This is absolutely a most sickening situation when our own government gives guns to Mexican drug cartels, as I said, allegedly. Now this next article is Isaiah 47:6. Thou didst show them no mercy, upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Now what this is the government plans to harm senior citizens through cutting Social Security. You all heard that. You know, Bill O'Reilly, they're screaming, oh, cut Social Security, and calling it a what do they call that? What is that word they use? Entitlement? No, Social Security is not an entitlement. People pay into Social Security out of their pocket every week or every pay period. They pay a certain amount, and that is not an entitlement. In fact, it has nothing to do with the debt. I myself am receiving Social Security disability payments, and but this cost of living tomfoolery has been going on a while. There was an article on WorldNet Daily that came out a while back that said, and here's the if you want to read that article, it's keywords: expert feds stealing half seniors' paychecks. This is through the COLA, the cost of living index. So senior citizen, to keep up with inflation, gets what they call a cost of living adjustment every year. Over the last 2 years we haven't gotten any because they claimed there's been no inflation. That's because they underreport or adjust down the actual cost of living, and they're going to ramp that up apparently. Now the current article this week is keywords: Social Security cuts, Wade, W-E-I-G-H-E-D, lawmakers change inflation. A fulfillment of Isaiah 47 verse 6. Upon the ancient thou hast very heavily laid thy yoke. Alright, that's it for today, folks. We've had a long one today. And remember that these articles fulfill the end times prophecies that the Lord told us of, and they prove that the promise of His coming is indeed near, because Jesus said in Luke 21:28, when these things begin to come to pass, look up. That's that way. And lift up your heads, for your redemption is very near. And remember, if you haven't trusted Jesus yet, trust Him today. There's not much time left, folks. I have seen a lot of articles on Elanin. You know, all these people are hollering about the debt ceiling, and the government can't put together a deal while the NFL, in 3 years, while the NFL put together their deal in a matter of a couple of months. Well, actually, it's since last January. It's been a little more than a couple of months they've been negotiating. It was shortly after the last season that they had the lockout. The lockout is over. The preseason is on. and the NFL season is here. But I've seen a lot of articles concerning Ellen, and hey, if Ellen does what a lot of folks say, and I believe it will, because I believe Ellen is actually wormwood, we don't have much time left. September, maybe we might get to maybe even October. We might get October, but not much beyond that if Ellen is as bad as what a lot of folks are saying it is. Okay, trust Jesus, because you ain't going to be much longer. You're going to be able to trust Him. Look in the description box for the full info. Till next week, keep on trucking for the Lord. The eagle is out, but I will be back next week if I'm allowed to.